Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game 1 in a series between Infi and Fly. You see Infi spawning as the blue human. Actually, wait, no, let me change the perspective. It is going to be the teal human here on the top left-hand side of Twisted Meadows at the 11 o'clock position. Meanwhile, a hop, skip, and a jump away, we see Fly spawning as the purple orc. Orc versus human here on Twisted Meadows. As we see, Infi is doing that standard speed building of that Altar of Kings, and this is very important since he has spawned counterclockwise to that Orc and that Blade Master. What does that mean? It means that that Archmage will be out about 15 seconds earlier, and then add in the walking time that the Blade Master needs to do, and that Blade Master will not be able to seriously harass that Archmage or take the powerful items off of this rock golem. What this does mean, though, is that he is most likely going to be able to get a number of kills on some unsuspecting militia, as we are now placing down that barracks and that second farm. Now, this is game 1 in a 3-game set, I believe. We'll see how things go here. I don't know if it's a best of 3 or a best of 5, but then again, that's what makes these games just so interesting. Blade Master now going to be popping on out here at about the 2-minute mark. Meanwhile, the Archmage is already out. Going to go ahead and slow things down right at the 2-minute at the 2-minute mark there. As you see that Water Elemental already tanking a fair bit of damage, and that Blade Master just making its way out, if you guys are spotting it now on that mini map. Now, what's going to be happening as that militia do make their way over? Footman has been ensnared as well. Archmage will get to level 2, no problem. Picks up a Belt of Giant Strength, a rather useful item if you're going for Mountain King or Panda second. I don't know if we're going to, most likely we will not be seeing a Panda second. We could see a Beastmaster as your second hero. I'm not quite sure the strategies that Infi likes to go for, as we now see the Blade Master going for what I suspected, those peasants now. Archmage now trying to protect his poor peasants. Peasants, however, just getting sliced and diced down by that Blade Master. 2 quick kills already, with maybe a third one on the way. No, it does not look like it, as I believe this is a complete wall off right there. Yeah, it looks like there should be a big enough gap right here, but you got to remember all the buildings are square in WarCraft 3, and hence that even though there is a lot of green on the map, there is not enough for a walkway. Archmage sitting at level 2 does have that Brilliance Aura, very important. Also, that Belt of Giant Strength is going to give him additional hit points, and maybe more importantly, additional hit point regeneration, making him a much harder, difficult hero to try and take down through attrition. You're not going to be able to chip away at those points, or at his health points, nearly as much, just because 1, there's more of them, and 2, they're getting replenished much more quickly. Back around, you can see that the footmen are now going after some of those grunts here, getting in a little bit of superficial damage, as you're going to see the Blade Master heal them all back up with a healing salve. Only 33 gold in order to get that underway. Meanwhile, Archmage is looking to pick up Dust of Appearance and Boosts of Speed. Already picks those up, and he should be able to outrun that Blade Master now, as long as it is not windwalking. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this. This Water Elemental perhaps should redirect its attention over here to this Orc Burrow that is under construction. Piercing damage does take more, piercing does take more damage on light armor, or deals more damage on light armor, as you see that Water Elemental now just trying to, I guess, soak these poor peasants. Back around, militia now clearing up this 5-3-3 creep camp, and that is actually a lot of militia to be had here. I'm surprised that we haven't seen... Oh, actually, no, Infi is just really heavily using militia, and that is going to hurt his lumber collection for a little bit of time. We'll see how that affects in the long run, but the Archmage, if he can get to level 3 here, that would be a very dramatic difference. All right. Oh, that Null Overseer gets taken down, I believe, yes, by the human. Infi now sitting at level 3 should be able to drop a level 2 Water Elemental if he so desires. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening, though, as that Water Elemental now taking a fair bit of damage. Second Water Elemental could be on its way if there just was enough mana. Poor peasants now running all the way back. You can see that the Blade Master has arrived. Shadow Hunter not yet being trained, just a smidgen away from getting that stronghold. as we're looking at a whole bunch of peons just constantly repairing this orc burrow, and it looks like, yes, another grunt kill on a footman there. Shadow Hunter now being trained. Mountain King not being trained at all. We don't know if it's going to be a Beastmaster or if it's going to be a Mountain King. It looks like it's going to be... Nope, never mind. I take it back. Not going to be a Beastmaster. Archmage now running back around. You can see that Infi does have enough lumber, but just doesn't quite have enough gold right now in order to hire a Tavern Hero. Archmage without mana, don't really know what he expects to do. He's not going to be able to drop water elementals. He's not going to be able to really do any damage, and an Archmage without mana and with no water elemental support is pretty much an overglorified ranged or overglorified rifleman right there. Yeah, he does have Brilliance Aura for the rest of the casters, but at this point, no bang for the buck, so to speak, as that Archmage will be dropping another water elemental here in just a moment, but the Shadow Hunter may get a quick Hex off quickly. And, well, no, are we going to see the Hex? No, no Hex. We're just going to try to take down the Bestiary, and that does go down. There goes a poor footman doing the slow sidewalk of death as he just turns back into a human. That crab walks so slow. Now you can take a look at that Archmage. Archmage was hexed for a little bit of time, and now he is making his way back out. Beastmaster back out on the field. Quill Beasts are there as well. Infi most likely going to be following this up with that tower attempt. As you can see, there is that lumber mill, and now going into that Arcane Sanctum. Dual Arcane Sanctums, very common. Slow, very important in trying to slow down any serious damage attempt, or damage from that Blade Master. Meanwhile, Water Elemental doing a lot of damage here. Bestiary might end up getting canceled for the second time, and this is pretty much textbook play to be annoying as a human. He is just constantly pressuring with all of these Quill Beasts and these Water Elementals to take down these buildings as they're being constructed. Now, it may not sound like much, but every time that Bestiary needs to be constructed, you are losing out on raiders, you are losing out on research time, and you are losing out on some gold, as you do not get a full refund every time you All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Quill Beast now on the run, wants to make sure not to give that Blade Master any additional experience. Bestiary nearly done. We still do not see a Spirit Lodge. That hasn't even been started at this point, as much of Fly's peons have been spending their time in the Orc burrows protecting themselves rather than harvesting lumber. Without enough lumber, they are not going to be able to build the necessary buildings and the necessary tech, as we are now looking at the Archmage and the Beastmaster continuing their quest to get higher up in level. All right, no Arcane Vault as of yet. You can see Sorceress and eventually Priest are already added to this, so it's going to keep this army alive a little while longer. Beastmaster is not going to get to level 2 here, but he does pick up a Wand of Mana Stealing and a Mantle of Intelligence. Very, very useful items on a Beastmaster, since that Beastmaster generally needs a fair bit of mana to sustain all of his Quill Beasts. All right, Blade Master was revealed with the Dust of Appearance, now running back towards the hills. Shadow Hunter gets to level 2, double healing salves all the way, plus a Claws of Attack +6, which will most likely be transferred to that Blade Master in just a moment. All right, Blade Master currently not revealed. No Dust of Appearance available, as we now see Peasants being added to this fight. Infi trying to fight back here. Or Infi trying to take down this creep camp here. Shadow Hunter is nearby, and you can see damage is starting to get added up. Blade Master gets 1 kill on a footman, may try to get another one, does not do so. Infi now coming back around. This footman apparently not long for this world, trying to run into a Blade Master. That was a little bit of a lucky break that he didn't fall. However, I believe that this footman is still in a very, very dangerous situation, as you see slow being cast across multiple units. And this is pretty much what I expected from this fight. Fly, because he was forced to constantly rebuild that Bestiary, was never given the opportunity to really get the necessary Spirit Walkers out. By the time the Bestiary is done, and by the time the Sorcerers are on the field, the Spirit Walkers are not going to have Disenchant up and running yet. You can see all of those grunts just so slow. Only the Blade Master can turn around and really engage. Everything else can just fall back and just play the game of just hit and run, since there are so many range units with this caster army. All right, Infi now building up the towers that we have expected to always see from the human Infi going up against an orc. Spirit Walkers are now out on the field. Initiate training not adept, so no disenchant as of yet. The towers are nearly done as the raiders are now going to try and come in here and finish this off. No arcane or magic sentry here as the guard towers may end up getting taken down. Peasants should be on auto repair here as the raiders, Blade Master, and so many units are just trying to push their way through. All right, Forest Troll Berserker down to 200 some odd hit points. Looks like he's going to get taken down. Raider constantly getting healed back up. A little bit of a lucky break. Archmage now in trouble. Going to be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal to head out as he realizes that fight was no good for him. And we're now looking at a 48/50 compared to 41/50 for supply. Advantage definitely going to Fly now as he was able to halt the construction of those guard towers. And a little bit of that delay, and I gotta admit that Fly has been playing extremely well. Infi, his tower attempt was just a little bit slower than I would have liked to see. A little bit earlier would have made the world of difference, and because it was slightly slow, things are gonna perhaps go amiss for Infi. Infi now looking to clear up this Forest Troll Warlord creep camp. Militia now being called over. Scout tower being placed down. No magic sentry. Not quite sure why you would. There's a magic sentry? No. Spellbreakers now being added. So a scout tower being placed down just for a scout tower's sake. I guess you could upgrade it to an arcane tower. Every time the Blade Master appeared, it'd have to use a Windwalk in order to not lose more mana. Sobi Mass now dropped. And is the Archmage perhaps going to do a Tome of Retraining and go into Blizzard? Something that we've been seeing a lot of human players do as of late, even though Raiders are a very viable option at stunning a casting channeling Archmage. Kodo Beast with War Drums now ready to go. There's that Scout Tower keeping track of things. Archmage now trying to run through the woods. Blade Master quickly sees that, hey, there's a very large army here. I do not want to try and engage it. That would be absolutely silly. Meanwhile, Quill Beast coming in to do a bit of damage against a couple of Orc Burrows here. The Peons now once more on repair as the Forest Troll Warlord gonna end up getting an Inner Fire, heals, Bloodlust, True Shot Aura, but still not enough compared to the focus damage of the Orc army. Orb of Darkness, very, very useful item if you do not have an Orb of Lightning. Blade Master can now attack air, but more importantly, every time he kills a unit, he is going to end up dealing a significant portion of damage. Plus 22 damage on that Blade Master. I don't know when I didn't realize that, but yeah, plus 22 damage. That is going to be absolutely scary when a critical does go down, especially at level 4 or maybe even level 5. All right, Shadowhunter now making its rounds. Blade Master not revealed. Let's take a look. Orb of Darkness was sold in order to pick Dust of Appearance and Scroll of Healing. Now, the Dust of Appearance may look as, or may come across as a bit of a unorthodox item, but because of Sorceress and the ability to cast Invis, you never ever want a Sorceress to be able to save a hero by making them temporarily invisible. However, Infi is still at Adept training, no sign of Adept training as of yet, and now Fly gonna be rushing into here. He's setting up his own Voodoo Lounge in the base of Infi, and this is going to go from bad to worse. Infi is going to be forced to do a fight here. Let's see, double Sobi Mass, Archmage. Well, double Sobi Mass I don't think actually works. Oh, there's the Tome of Retraining that I was mentioning earlier. There's that Scroll of Town Portal, and here we go. This is pretty much going to be for everything as the fight does go down. There's the Archmage, and there's the remaining units. Are they going to be able to sneak on out of there? The Raiders and the majority of the army is all melee, so they're not going to really be able to do all that much. 204 hit point critical strike. Blizzard now in the backfield. Raiders just close enough there from the side to be able to get that ensnare down, but another Blizzard now goes down, and you can see that the Raiders are actually just kind of lost in the confusion here. Grunts now trying to run back. Blade Master trying to rush in here, and it looks as though, wow, that damage is just adding up so quickly. As you can see, also a number of casters off over here. There's the Hawk keeping track of all the units. Is the Archmage going to be able to do enough? As you see, Blizzard raining down on all of those units. There's another ensnare. but it may be too little too late as the Altar of Kings now getting taken down. All right, Blade Master going to try and run up against this Archmage. Archmage is currently ensnared, nowhere to run, turns back around. We may see another Blizzard, and Blizzard really just really dealing the significant portion of the damage here. You can see that Infi does also have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Not quite sure why you have double Sobi Mass on the Beastmaster. Give one to the poor Archmage. There you go. Give two while you're at it, as the Archmage is just going to be able to just constantly do more damage. Oh, wow. That one very, very low hit point guy still able to stay alive here. You can see another Ensnare going to be coming down in just a moment. No Ensnare. Wow. No, there's the Hex instead. As the Beast, or well, Spellbreaker, are we going to see another Blizzard come into play? That Sobi Mass should have been on that Archmage from the very get-go. Not quite sure what Infi was thinking. At least he knew to change that in the middle of the fight, but if he had that from the very beginning, that Archmage would not be running out of mana at all. All right, let's take a look at this. Infi losing another Spellbreaker there. Shadowhunter at 4 compared to the Beastmaster, who's at 3. Shadowhunter realizing that this is not a good fight to be in. Is he going to be able to... Oh, losing a Spirit Walker just as the teleport goes off. Supply count now 48 over 60 compared to 66 over 70. Fly definitely in the supply lead. But for damage dealt, Archmage with double Sobi Mass doing a tremendous amount of damage and almost shutting down that army. And I think Fly just overstayed his welcome there. There was no reason why Fly should have been in that fight. The Archmage was too difficult to get to in the very back. He had buildings flanked on his left and right. What were you really hoping and planning to do there? Trying to ensnare an Archmage that was just a little bit too difficult and too far out of the way. All right, let's see what's going to be happening here. All right, there's the Blizzard, and it looks like, yes, a poor bunch of peasants going to be, or peons, going to end up just eating Blizzards to death. Wow, they were running inside, and it looks like, are we going to see, yes, there's a, oh, wow, there's a Blizzard, there's a Blizzard, there's a Blizzard. More and more Blizzards just raining down, not hitting enough of the units there as the Raiders now running back. Archmage still sitting at 4.5. Beastmaster sitting at about 4. Just needs a little bit more experience and to see things go the right way, as we're looking at 62 over 60 supply compared to 59 over 60. The game is still anyone's to take here, as the Blade Master, wow, breaks Windwalk underneath a Hawk. That is probably just a very, very dangerous proposition. There's the Blizzard to engage in, and you saw that 2 or 3 waves of Blizzard is just more than enough here. Archmage, once again, Blizzard after Blizzard after Blizzard. There's the, no Ensnare yet. Now backing off again, the Beastmaster, and you can see that the Kodo Beast is just really trying to eat something. This is not really working out. All right, there you go. There's the engage again. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, he'll be able to get away. Oh, there's Invisibility in order to get away. There's another Ensnare. Archmage, Potion of Invulnerability now trying to... Oh, there you have it. I didn't think you could actually cast Blizzard while... there's Dust of Appearance. There's an Invisibility. And Infi losing the Archmage and perhaps the game here. And I gotta say, Fly's decision to pick up Dust of Appearance may have been the difference between victory and defeat. As you see, the Archmage quickly resurrected back at the tavern, but that is no inexpensive account. And you can see that the Blade Master is still right there. There's Dust of Appearance. There's another Ensnare. Blade Master gets his kill. 183 hit point critical strike. And yeah, the Dust of Appearance. 75 gold used in just the right way. The difference between Infi and Fly in this amazing nail-biter game 1. Here, please stay tuned for game number 2. Fly taking out Infi 1-0.